This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys, quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Listener Noam writes in, I feel like I need approval on almost everything that I do. It's slowing me down and I'm bothering my boss too much. I don't want to be a burden, quite the opposite. I want to make their life easier. Do you have any tips on how to be more independent in my situation and bother my boss less? Noam, it sounds to me like this just isn't working. You're an employee who's taking up a lot of your boss's time, and yet you want to reduce the time you're taking, still do a good job, deliver results, and make your boss's life easier in the process, all while depriving your boss of the joy of micromanaging you and inappropriately wasting your time. What's your boss going to do with all that free time? Drink? Do you really want to be responsible for this person's gradual descent into alcoholism, despair, and an early death from cirrhosis of the liver? You're far better than that, Noam. Do your current boss a favor and quit right now. Then come work for me. If you beg, I might be willing to let you do a good job and make my company successful without needing me to spend all of my time supervising you. Yay! Noam, you are any sane employer's biggest dream. You just might not realize it. You may be thinking deep down inside that if your boss is involved in every detail, it has to be this way. No. Now that you're out of school, for better or worse, you have to drive the bus if you want it to get anywhere. It's perfectly okay for you to decide how you want to work and then just negotiate that with your boss. Chances are that you're holding yourself back for fear of overstepping your bounds. I hereby officially give you permission to overstep those bounds and to give yourself permission to go forward. Now that you have permission, you should probably make sure that your boss buys into the whole idea. It's time to negotiate. Go to your boss and say, I would like to make your job easier, get results for you faster, and accelerate my own professional development at the same time. I can do this if I work on my own more and not bother you with every decision. Let's map out which decisions I can make on my own and have me take ownership of those. If your boss responds poorly, just throw yourself on the ground, grovel, and kiss your boss's shoes. Then blame me. This dumb podcaster told me to have this conversation. I'm sorry. I'll never rise above my station again. And then start looking for another job because your boss is a jerk. Push back on micromanagers. It could be that this problem isn't you at all, but it's your boss who's holding you back. Some bosses care about the business so much that they can't bring themselves to trust other people to do a good job. Or maybe they're just insecure dweebs. Either way, you have to take control without seeming like you're taking control. Speaking of taking control, have I told you about my zombie army? Of course not, because I don't really have one. Or do I? If your boss is a micromanager, it's probably due to insecurity. Now, you can't just say, boss, you're clearly an insecure dweeb who's deceiving yourself into thinking you're doing what's best for the business. You have to put it in business terms. Propose an experiment. Assuming that your boss is driven by insecurity, you need to make it safe to trust you. Prove yourself by your boss's standards. Propose an experiment. Now, in my imagination, you're a poorly paid writer for a catalog about odor-resistant women's footwear. So you go to your boss and you propose, hey, boss, let's do an experiment. You want absolute confidence that our catalog is the best, freshest smelling ever. I want to develop the skills so that you can sniff away with complete confidence. Let me design catalog page 47 entirely on my own. Instead of checking every decision with you, I'd like to try going all the way to the finished product and get your input once, just at that point. Please tell me what standards you're using to judge the final product, and I'll do my best to meet those standards at a level you can trust. If your boss refuses, add check-ins one at a time until you get to the boss involvement level that is the minimum your boss will accept. How about if I check in with you once at the 1 week mark to make sure I'm on the right track, and then again when it's done? Or how about if I check in with you after 3 days, 1 week, and then when it's done? Hopefully you'll end up in an agreement that gives you more latitude than you have now, and the next time, decrease the number of check-ins until you and your boss are confident that you can handle the job on your own. If you're feeling bogged down in the land of over-involved bosses, someone has to break the logjam. Your boss won't do it, so it's up to you. Take it up explicitly with your boss. If you were the one holding yourself back, problem solved. Otherwise, gently ease your boss into having your way by proposing a risk-limiting experiment with specific measurable outcomes based on their standards. And if all else fails, change jobs. Self-motivated employees who are eager to learn are a rarity and should be in environments that let their awesomeness thrive. I'm Steve Robbins. I have upcoming programs on how to prioritize your life so that you make progress in a chaotic world. Visit steverrobbins.com/extra productivity and use coupon code GETITDONE for a 20% discount. That's steverrobbins.com/extra productivity with coupon code GETITDONE. Work less, do more, and have a great life.